If you stop and think about it for a moment, we never truly know how far our decisions and our actions extend or everyone they affect. I mean, we can't, right? It's impossible. You may simply smile at someone or give a stranger in need some change at the gas station, or you just let somebody go in line ahead of you. It's just a single moment that you likely walk away from and forget about before that day's over. What you never get to see is the ripple effect that results from that kind act. Imagine for just a moment you're traveling for work and you're sitting in the lobby of your hotel where you tend to go and sit while to get some work done. Working on your laptop, but you can also people watch a little bit and not feel isolated in your room. Generally, you don't interact very much. I mean, you're busy, right? So you don't really make eye contact or even acknowledge passersby. But for some reason, on this day, you nod and smile to an older gentleman who caught your eye as he was walking by pulling his suitcase. Later that evening, you don't realize it, but you get on the elevator, and that same man's also there. You do the typical stare at the door silently thing that everybody does in an elevator, but he doesn't allow the awkward silence to ensue. Instead, he chuckles out loud, and he says to you, "This morning, when I saw you in the lobby, and you nodded hello, I gotta tell you, I was looking at you because you reminded me so much of my wife 55 years ago. She died about 7 years ago, but I still come here. I miss her so much. This is our favorite vacation spot, and we used to stay at this same hotel. I miss her terribly, but I celebrate her every day. And today, you helped me do that." Did you know that small acknowledgement that you did that when you nodded? What a ripple effect, huh? I mean, what kind of world would it be if every day, every person did one small thing for someone else? According to Global Volunteers International in 2000, there's so many ways and reasons to help others. Maybe you decide to volunteer with an organization. Maybe you choose a smaller commitment. You might decide that your thing is to always hold the door for others, or maybe let them go through first. It's little, right? Maybe you let the person in the grocery store with one item go ahead of you all the time. Or maybe you just make an effort each day to do something spontaneous, take the opportunity that arises, and spread some joy. In a 2018 WebMD article, medical science journalist Lisa Marshall, she tells us that putting our own needs aside momentarily and lending a hand or an understanding ear has actually been proven to have physical and psychological benefits. For more than 50 years, there have been scientific studies on the effect that kindness, volunteering, and helping others positively has on our own health. Chief Executive of the Mental Health Foundation, Mark Rowland, in 2018 says, "It has been proven over and over again that we can live longer, healthier, less stressful, more fulfilling lives by simply being kind." I never really made a conscious effort or thought that much about volunteering or how it makes me feel. I've always been up to the task, but it wasn't until I inadvertently volunteered to help families affected by Hurricane Katrina that I realized that helping others can be so fulfilling. While I was working in middle management for an international company, they decided to send all 10,000 managers to New Orleans shortly, 2 years actually, after Hurricane Katrina. It was for a company-wide meeting, and the purpose was so that we could boost the local economy. Now, the key word there is 2 years after Hurricane Katrina. What I and so many people all over the nation didn't realize was, at the time, how devastated these neighborhoods still were. Our CEO also organized 3 days of volunteer efforts in the community. We were sent out on buses in different groups. Some went to restore and beautify community parks. Some to clean up the coastal areas. Mine went to neighborhoods to help renovate homes. So it truly looked like a war zone. I'd only seen something like that in movies. FEMA trailers were squeezed in between the homes, the small row homes that were built years and years ago. And both families from the houses on either side were living in the FEMA house. The FEMA house merely served as a kitchen and a single bathroom. The families were literally sleeping underneath their homes. They were originally built on small cinder blocks about 3 feet off the ground and just above the dirt. It created like this 3-foot crawl space underneath the house. Do you know what we did? We painted the outside of their homes. The inside had rotten floors, moldy walls from all the flooding they'd endured, and there was no furniture. At the time, I couldn't understand what good we were doing by painting the outside of the house. I mean, how was this actually helping these families? At the end of the 3 days, the families came to see us before we left and thank us. I almost felt guilty about it. It was a heart-wrenching moment to see these families who all had small children. And as I sat there questioning what good I could have possibly done for them, one mother explained, she said, we've been living in these hopeless conditions for over 2 years now, and we haven't been able to get jobs that could pay us enough to fix our homes. The government will help us, but only if we can prove that we're still living in our neighborhoods and we haven't abandoned the homes like so many others have. They got to leave the city because they had places to go, or they had other places outside the state to go. So the city was going to condemn our homes, and if they did that, then FEMA and the government wasn't going to give us the funds to help us get out of the situation. She went on to tell us that painting the homes made it possible to receive the government funding. That CEO knew something at the time, I'm sure. This was just a lucky moment, though, that I was fortunate enough to experience and understand the giant impact of such a small act. It doesn't usually end up like that, though, does it? I mean, the most we can usually count on is feeling good about treating others the way we want to be treated. Then we just hope the ripple effect takes place and our kindness reaches more than just that passing moment in time. So here's what I'm asking for today. Let's make one teeny tiny commitment to do one small thing every day. Make a concerted effort to find the opportunity. You can pick what it is ahead of time or just decide in the moment. It doesn't really matter, right? I mean, all we need to do is to send a little kindness around the world. I bet it reaches farther than you know. Oh, and if you can do it without any expectations in return, you'll likely find a brand new space of fulfillment and true joy in your own heart. Thank you.